going to talk about this. A black man, playtime is over. I'm also going to talk about games, not a lot. Now, when we were children, the first instinct of a child is to play. I was always outside. I can't vouch for anybody, but I stayed outside. I stayed outside in Appalachia. Okay, so like I said, we didn't have playgrounds. Really, the outdoors was the playground. Okay. But it's too bad the children cannot play, because that's the first instinct of a child is to play. The Bible talks about children playing in the street. And the children cannot play because if they go to a playground, the bullet's going to start to fly. So children cannot be children. No, anymore. They can't. You cannot leave your child alone for 5 minutes. You cannot send your 12 or 13-year-old to even the recreation center because, some bullets going to fly. You can't do that anymore. So I'm going to talk about, I told you in the previous video some time ago that I was in a gang or crew. You can say it was a crew, but, nowadays they call it a gang. And we did the same thing that the gangs do now. There was infighting. We wreaked havoc. We were all losers. Okay, I'm just being truthful. There was infighting, then we had the big fight, and we broke up for good. Some of them I haven't seen in over 40 years and don't plan on seeing. Some I've only seen them maybe every 30 years. I don't expect to see them from here on out. I don't expect to see them again. That's how serious and how bad that big fight was. See, the problem with gangs is they're around each other all day, every day, until either they're dead or in jail. I cannot imagine how bad that would have been if we would have had to live around each other, stay around each other, well into adulthood, and we got to smell each other. That's a really bad situation. You got to smell each other as an adult. That's really a bad situation. You don't want that. Okay, so the best thing to do is move away from each other. I always say there are 50 states. If you don't like where you live, there's 50 states. Okay, go to any one of the 50. What saved me was that my mother moved away to another city. And if my mother had not moved, I would have just been doomed. My grades improved, everything. And I vowed to myself, I was 14 years old, I'll never be in another crew again. I'll never be in another gang again. And I have kept that promise to myself. Okay, I've kept up to this day. I walk alone. I'm an eagle. I fly alone. I'm not part of any crew. It never have been. Because I vowed I would never do that again. Like I said, I don't expect to see any of them in the flesh again. I don't expect to see any of them. But it's very sad. Playtime is over for black kids. They just cannot play like kids. Go out in the street and play stick ball. Those times are over because there's real guns out there. If your child is being bullied, okay, what I'm telling you to really listen to your child, ask them what happened. Don't scream at them. Just ask the child what happened. I'm suggesting maybe you can change schools. If you can afford it, send that child to private school. Because you don't want that, because it's going to turn out to be a tragedy. A 13-year-old child committed suicide this past week because of bullying. And, it's what a bullying is a terrorist act. The child is terrorized every day. And they're one against probably 3 or 4. And that's almost an impossible situation. So you know what, the staff, the teachers aren't going to do anything about it. The principal is not going to do anything about it. So you as a parent, you have to advocate for your child, because what you have to think, you're going to have to scrape some money. I suggest you go to another school. Transfer, you're going to have to scrape some money together to go to another school. And look, leave those other kids alone. Okay? Because you know what? They're always going to be bullies. There were a couple of female bullies when I was in high school, and they probably still bullies, even though they're fat and ugly now. They're always going to be bullies. But see, playtime is over for black children. And it's a shame because they can't be children anymore. Bye.